I know early in this season, there were fantasy owners left and right lamenting their running game or their running production. But it seems like to me in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's been a pretty good uptick in number of guys that are producing. Continue to see that happen, or was that fluke?
Was it an anomaly? Well, it's still a bloodbath right now at the running back position.
Yeah.
It's a scorched earth landscape. I mean, if you look at guys like Eddie Lacy, C.J. Anderson that we've talked about, I mean, those have been two of the biggest busts. Now you lost Jamal Charles. Arian Foster shredded his Achilles. He's done. His career may be done. So, you're looking at who's the fresh group of guys that are coming in and, providing some of that production. Sharkandrick West in Kansas City, over 120 combined yards last week and a touchdown. I think he's going to have a nice game against the Hello Kitties of Detroit in jolly old England this week. It's guys like that are kind of coming out of the woodwork.
We've talked about Gurley.
Todd Gurley's just on another planet. If I were to draft a fantasy team today, it would go Le'Veon Bell 1, Todd Gurley 2.
Well, and we talked about that. I don't mean it was either you or somebody else I was working with this week said, can he keep this going? And I said, if you look up at 3 upcoming opponents, they're not very good against a rush. That I think he's got 3 games ahead where he's going to rush for another 550, 600 yards. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. And he's being utilized now more so in the goal line, which didn't happen his first couple of games. I've said this time and time again. He is the next Adrian Peterson, the next Marshawn Lynch. He is going to have a legendary career as long as he stays healthy when it's all said and done. That's how talented of a running back Todd Gurley is.
He's Terrell Davis 2.0.
Well, hopefully his knees will stay in good shape.
But that could happen. I mean, we've seen it. You talked about Foster and Jamal Charles and why running backs sort of go into the ground by the 30th. And then it's rare that an Ivory kind of comes back out of nowhere to be good at the end of his career.